One of the most challenging things on a camp out, bushcrafting, just hanging out in the woods, one of the most challenging things oftentimes is just being able to start a fire. And fire starting skills are very important for survival, but also sometimes just for recreation. And I came across a means to start a fire that was just absolutely amazing. And I want to share that with you. You can actually you can buy these things if you would like, but you can make them. You can make these little discs, and simply they just the main part of these is just this little pad. It's a makeup remover cotton pad. That's the main thing. And I want to show you how to make a fire starter out of one of these. You're gonna love this. Stay tuned. This is amazing. All right, looks like we are ready. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the flame off. In this can right here is wax, and I've used these little tea lights, and I use 10 of these, and you can just simply, to get these out, you just take your knife here, you open that up like that, spread that around, and then you have it. And you can just throw those in a can like this. These cans are just, they're actually vegetable cans. I think one had corn in it, one had beans in it. These are great for doing things like this. And then in this can, right now it's just a can, but it has these makeup remover cotton pads, just like this. That's all they are, is just these little pads. And you can just throw those on in there. And then what you take to douse those with is something like this. This is just a camp fuel. This is the burn on it's really good, so this is a great one to use. Some kind of camping fuel like this, lantern fuel, something like that. But just pour that in, and you'll see how those pads will absolutely just soak up that fuel. And then I went ahead and I didn't think my wife would appreciate if I used her tongs out of the kitchen, so I went ahead and just made my own little bushcrafting skill, learned before, and just it's very, very handy. But you can go on in here and grab a pad out like that, let that drip dry, and I'm gonna go ahead and just set that down here just for a minute. We're gonna let that dry a little bit, and we're gonna do a couple of these, just get a couple out right here, and we're gonna let those dry just for a few moments, letting that fuel kind of soak in there real good, and kind of get all the way saturated in that pad, dried off, so it's not just raw fuel dripping into the wax. And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna dip these pads into this wax. That's all this is, just from those tea lights. And you can see from the stick there, just plain white wax. Now you can get all kinds of different colored wax and all that, different things in it, scents and different things. I would highly recommend that you just use the plain white wax. You go ahead and get this guy in here, and you're gonna dip him in completely in the wax. Let that drip real good, and then you're just gonna lay it out. Right there, right there. Gonna dip that in there, and you're just gonna lay it out. Right like that. You're gonna let that wax dry. And once we're good and dry, we're gonna come back and we're gonna look at exactly what this looks like and how it works and how you can use this as a fire starter. All right, we're back. I went ahead and double dipped these pads so that they would be a little more sealed, so that you don't get any fuel smell or have any of that exposed. And definitely put these in a plastic baggie before you put them in your bag or pack or anything like that. You want them contained. They do make little round containers that fit these perfectly. You can always go that route, but I want to do is show you what you do is, you see it's pretty firm. Take that thing and you're going to open it up. You're going to crack that, and you want some of that fiber exposed. You want that fiber exposed, and what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and strike that. I want to use a Ferro Rod, and just to show you how easy this thing lights, you could always use a lighter, which works great. But I'm just going to use a Ferro Rod, and I want you to see how amazing this is here. So you just strike that a couple times on that. There it is. Ferro Rod, just pick that thing right up, and you're going to see that thing begin to go. And what you would do is you just go ahead and you have your pieces of wood ready, and you just go ahead and start stacking that on there to get your fire going. And I'm telling you, This thing is all you need. You won't need anything else at all to start your fire. This thing, the sticks will start taking off, and then you can put the bigger stuff on it. It'll burn like this for about 5 minutes, and so you have a lot of time to get your fire going. I'm telling you, this is revolutionary as far as going out and camping and trying to make sure you're ready, trying to use lighters, all that, trying to gather a bunch of dry stuff and everything. This right here is amazing. I hope you try it. I know it'll work. And let me know in the comments what you think. This thing's been burning now for about 3 minutes. Look at that thing just absolutely taking off. Wonderful.